Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday evening episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. This is the premier alcohol review show here on YouTube. Now, I just had to re-record this episode because, unfortunately, some of the footage got a bit corrupted. But basically, we're taking a look at Negroni, Gin, Vermouth, Amaro, Talk Forever, which is a gin-based cocktail by Moth. Now, I've got to say, the can is a really nice design. And it smells nice. Like, it has this sort of weird, sort of grapefruit bitter, sort of slightly amaretto-y sort of like smell. So, the smell is like a 7.5 out of 10, and I really like the design of the can. It's clean artwork, clean lines, simple colours that contrast nicely against each other. So I'll give that a 10 out of 10. The taste is something else. I'm going to give it a sip because I've forgotten what it tastes like. So you get this weird fake sort of sweet taste. No, I don't like it. Oh, that's really revolting. You get this weird beginning of like a horrible fake candified gin grapefruity sort of taste, which is like combined with this weird sort of like grass-like taste as well. It's hard to describe. And then you just get this aftertaste of like this slight gin bitterness, which is fine, because I don't mind that tiny bitter kick at the back of a drink when you have gin in it. But it then keeps going and ramps up the bitterness to the point where it just overpowers any other sense of flavour in there. And it might be the most imbalanced drink I've ever reviewed. I'm not joking when I say that this is... Oh, let me sip it again. This might be the worst drink I've ever reviewed. Which is incredible in start. The aftertaste lingers for so long, and it's so unpleasant. It's just got this deep-rooted bitterness instead of this bitterness that sort of like coats the aftertaste and sort of leaves it on this interesting little sort of zing of a finish. It just lingers and cloys in your mouth, and it just is so unrefined and so unbalanced. None of the flavour mixes well together at all. Any flavour that is there is just bad. It's either artificial or it's overpowering. It's not particularly well brewed at all because it's just got this weird texture that's kind of too sort of like watery at the beginning and then just fizzes up again at the end. It is horrible. I cannot describe how bad this is. This is apparently £3.99 from Waitrose. I've had other cocktail drink cans from Moth before, and they're usually at least acceptable. Most of them are pretty good, actually. This is heinously awful. This is by far and away the worst drink I have ever reviewed on this show. This absolutely sucks. This is the worst drink I've ever reviewed on this show, because at least with Rainbow Ice Sours, I could finish the drink. With this, I can barely stomach 2 sips. Barely. I would say that this is the worst drink I've ever reviewed, and I can just purely based off of the fact that there is a tiny bit of flavour, I was tempted to give it a 1 out of 10 maybe. But then that aftertaste and the lack of general flavour and the lack of a good texture and the lack of anything interesting about... I think I'm going to have to give it a 0. Genuinely, I think this might actually be the worst alcoholic drink I've ever had. I would rather have Rainbow Ice Sour shots than this. I would rather have canned Fosters than this. I would honestly rather drink Sainsbury's Basics Bitter than this. This is heinously terrible. Do not buy, ever, for anyone. 0 out of 10, the worst drink on this show ever. So, if you guys did like this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, let me know in the comments section down below. And if you want to check out anything else I do online, I'll leave the links to all that in the video description down below. But until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. I'm going to go drink a litre of water and then a keg of beer just to wash the flavour of that goddamn thing out of my mouth.